Hello, my name is Dominic Lewis, and today I will be discussing our marketing strategy or solution for Ale-8. Now, the new marketing strategy we selected, we had a couple different components that went into it. First, we wanted a new targeted audience. Then, we wanted to find a form of communication that would fit a lot of customers at a low cost. So we chose radio. We put together two ads to kind of show how we envision the ad being the radio ad being placed. We first started with the new targeted market. We chose the Hispanic population. The reason why we chose the Hispanic population is there's a lot of different factors. One, they're the fastest growing ethnic population in the United States. We also, in the United States, we have the ability to watch Hispanic programming. Through Hispanic programming, we were able to find that in the soda industry, Pepsi and Coca-Cola kind of dominated that industry, which is very similar to the U.S. market. We also found that the Hispanic population, just from association with local Hispanics in the area, are very brand loyal. Whatever brand they subscribe to is the one that they really want to vet. Now, getting back to them being the fastest growing population in the United States, the Census Bureau estimates that the U.S. population was around 54 million in 2013. Now, that was an increase of 2.1% over 2012, which is a very large increase in population. Now, one of the other fastest growing groups in the United States is the Asian population. They had a 19.4 million person growth in 2013 as well, which is a 2.9% growth. Reason why we focus on the Hispanics instead of the Asians. 19.4 million people is a lot of people, but 54 million people is a much larger number. Now, as far as the U.S. births have been the driving force behind the increase in the Hispanic population, they had 78% of the population growth due to births in the United States. So it wasn't a lot of immigration happening. It was more United States births, meaning Hispanic Americans. These stats can be found on the U.S. Hispanic and Asian population growing trend that we found on the Pew Research Group, which is tied to the Census Bureau. Now, we put together a graph to show our new targeted marketing. The Hispanic population is definitely on the rise. You can see the stats there, that top line, and it kind of goes down in a trend to show via the age group of who's growing, which age group is growing, and then I also put the total United States population in juxtaposition. This kind of shows the different trends and the trend and where the growth is happening. Now, we chose the form of radio for our communication. The research group of social scientists and management, they actually conducted a survey that showed that 95% of people actually listen to the radio. It was different forms. Some listen to it in the car, some will listen to it at home, work, etc., on the cell phone, especially with nowadays. But the amazing stat was 95% of the people who took the survey actually listened to the radio. Now, that's huge from a marketing perspective, because if you look at the scope of the United States, if we could get 95% of the people to listen to something, or if we know that 95% of people are listening, then whatever percentage buy goes up in a large factor. So for LA, a relatively small company in the soda industry, this study proves wonders. That 15% of the study actually showed that they were motivated to purchase an item based on the marketing that they heard on the radio. So if Ale-8 could appeal to all of the United States population via radio and get a 15% opt-in, this would be huge for their marketing strategy. And we felt that based on the expanding to the Hispanic population, we could see that targeted market really jump. So how do we appeal to the Hispanic population via radio? A couple of different things that we want to do. Obviously, want to appeal Ale-8 to a Hispanic sounding voice. So we put together two different radio ads. One of them had a Hispanic sounding voice, the other one didn't. The other one appealed to the Hispanic sounding people, and we used background music to kind of enrich that experience. We also wanted to appeal to the blue collar, the hardworking, the driven, everything that kind of embodies not only an American but a Hispanic American. Some of the features that we decided to touch on, family, hardworking. We wanted to incorporate a unique sound and keep it ethnic. Now, the first radio ad, I have it listed below. It kind of starts out with the Spanish guitar as a kind of intro sound. We chose an instrumental that really enriched that sound of the Hispanic culture. We put together this ad to really tie into, if you feel you connect in any of these different ways, then you at the end, we feel you would connect with our brand, with our soda. I think it's a very powerful radio ad. Now, the second one we chose, with the Kentucky Derby coming right around the corner, we chose this ad. Victor was actually the winner of last year's Kentucky Derby, so why not have him as the brand spokesman, the brand ambassador for Ale-8 for this year. He just so happens to be Hispanic as well, so those two lined up perfectly. This is our works cited page. Hopefully this presentation showed exactly why we chose the Hispanic population to market to, as well as why we chose radio. Thanks for your time and have a great day.